Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
So I don't know if you guys have the winter strain of adultitis that has gone along for whatever reason. You know, obviously there's always events going on in the world in our country that are distressing. Whether it was 5 years ago or now, there's always something. For many of us, we're still, fighting winter, trying to get that spring. Now I know the people in Arizona are probably well into summer by now. But it just feels like we need to pick me up, and so Kim and I came up with this idea a few months ago, and just kind of fell in love with it, and wanted to do something last summer. We did something with the Wonder and Whimsy Society. It was the summer games, so it was in conjunction with the Olympics, and we did a bunch of fun summery activities and encouraged people to do them. And if you did a number of them, you could earn a medal, right?
Which there are many medal winners here tonight. So
yes.
It was pretty competitive.
Yeah, and it was really fun just to see people doing cool stuff. And so we decided we want to do something like that, but like blow it up a little bit, make it open to everyone. And then that's where the Festival of Shenanigans came in. And so it's kind of interesting because the challenges are very ridiculous, silly, fun. But I think I wanted to just spend a few moments to just talk about the seriousness of adultitis. I mean, we have a lot of fun with this, but Kim and I see the effects of adultitis everywhere. People who are not living up to their potential, people who are maybe beaten down by life, depressed, sad, people who have fallen into the trap of living by rules that don't exist, that could be keeping them from living their best life. It's just everywhere. And we put a fun spin on it by calling it adultitis, but if we had less of it, this world would be a lot better. And we see it in ourselves from time to time. That's part of the reason why we do what we do, is to help keep ourselves accountable to it. And I think one of the most important parts of this festival, if you choose to participate, is it could be fun to win ice cream. It's fun to compete against other people, but it's really a chance to break out of the adultitis that might be settling in you. And that ultimately is the biggest win. And I'll be honest, I had an opportunity Saturday. So we wanted to do a few of the challenges ahead of time just to give you guys an idea of what they're like and to hopefully motivate you to top us. But one of them that I ended up doing was very much out of my comfort zone. And interestingly, it's not really that hard of a thing or crazy of a thing. If it was Kim doing it or my dad, I could totally see my dad doing this without any trouble whatsoever. And many of you on here right now will probably knock this one out tomorrow. But the challenge is called Going Bananas, and it is which one is it? Number 61. And this is what you have to do. It has to be a picture of you and a grocery store checkout clerk, each wearing a banana sticker on your foreheads. And that's it. I say that's it, and I was like, oh, am I really doing this? So we actually Saturday night we hosted a Scram Winter Party here for a bunch of friends, and I had to go to the grocery store to get some supplies, and so I went in there, and I was I had to pretty much psych myself up, and I went straight away. I got the bunch of bananas with stickers on them. And there were two checkout people. There was a younger girl, and then there was a more of a, older, I don't know, I'm not going to guess how old she was, but she had pretty cool, like, yellow, bleached, spiky hair. So right away, I'm like, you don't have hair like that and not be fun. But as I was going through the store, picking up groceries, and of course I don't know where anything is, so I'm going up and down the aisles. I'm scoping them out. I'm like, who should I go to? And the lady with the spiky hair, every time I looked at her, she looked kind of grumpy. She looked like she had some adultitis. And then the younger girl seemed to, she's probably teenager, I bet. And I'm like, well, she could be fun. She could be maybe more like willing to try something like this, but she also might be kind of shy and intimidated by almost 50-year-old guy asking her to do something weird. So I was like going around in my, I was really in my head, which is exactly why this challenge was good for me. So I got to the end. I got the last couple things in my cart, and I was just like, dear Lord, please just tell me, give me a sign who I should go to. So I get to the checkout, and the young girl had no one in her line. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's who I'm supposed to go to. So I start putting all my things up on the conveyor belt, and I had purchased a few alcoholic beverages. And so since she was too young to ring them up, she asked, I think her name was Tammy, if I remember correctly. She said, Tammy, can you come over here and type in your code so we can do this? So Tammy comes over. Now I have both checkout people plus a bagger. And I'm like, okay, well, this will be great. I will offer this up, and now maybe they'll all say yes, because doing it together, maybe there's some courage there. Yeah, right. Safety in numbers. Yeah. So I go, I have a weird request. I am taking part in an online scavenger hunt called the Festival of Shenanigans. And one of the things I need to do is to get my picture taken with a banana sticker on my forehead with a grocery store checkout clerk also wearing a banana sticker. Would any of you... And I tried to be like,
jazz hands
how cool, like who wants you guys all in, right? And the young girl looks at me, and Tammy, the spiky hair lady, she goes, sure. Just like that. It was just like whatever, sure. Like I was like, okay, no biggie. And then I'm like, okay, I got one. I got him in, and I'm like, and then I think the young girl's name was Emily. I'm like, Emily, how about you? Are you in? And she goes, not today. And I'm like, fair. So, and the checkout, the bag person was like not interested.
This is like the Chiquita banana sticker.
Well, it was Dole. Okay. But yes, same concept. Yeah, they had Dole. So anyway, I didn't have the option for Chiquita. Well, strangely enough, I had purchased 5 bananas, and it turns out there were only 2 stickers on the bananas. They were on the top ones. And so as I'm pulling them out, I'm like, well, I guess it was meant to be that there's only 2 stickers or 2 people here. So put my sticker on. I gave one to Tammy. And as I'm doing this, the young checkout girl says, did you buy bananas just to do this? And I was like, yes, I did.
Although we do eat bananas.
So I said I will eat them. I'm not going to just throw them out. But so let's see. Here is my picture of me and Tammy at the Piggly Wiggly.
That's Jason's nervous face, by the way, if you haven't seen that one.
That's my always selfie face. So anyway, many of you are, this is very reminiscent in some ways for those of you who've heard me talk about when I bought red shoes and how much I was in my head about getting red shoes. And usually at the end of that story, I joke about how ridiculous it is that anyone would care that much and worry that much about whether or not they should wear red shoes. And my whole point is that is my point, that living a great story is not about jumping out of planes or deep sea diving with great white sharks. It's about finding where your comfort zone is and, just sneaking a little bit beyond it. And anytime you do that, adultitis gets pretty ticked off and pretty mad. And I got to tell you, I was pretty much on a high for the rest of the day because I had tackled that small little challenge of my own. Kim had a little one of her own that we'll talk about a little bit as well. So so the goal here is I want everyone to remember that when it comes to this Festival of Shenanigans, there are some challenges that you will not touch with the 10-foot pole. And there might be some other ones that you're like, I kind of don't want to do that, but maybe I could. And so I would encourage you to do as many of those as you can. We designed it. I don't think anyone will get all 100. So if you want to call that a challenge, it's a challenge. But we made some of them pretty hard.
Look
so,
at Dorothy. She's like,
So we'll see. Well, you might prove us
I hope
wrong.
we're wrong.
And then we'll have to make them harder next year. But we also made some that are pretty easy, and that's one of the cool things about this is that if you can accomplish 10 of the 100 challenges, you get a $10 gift card to the lemonade stand. So you basically it's a $10 registration fee for all of our non-Wonder and Whimsy Society members. So you basically get your money back if you get 10 of the challenges.
And there's 10 easy ones.
Yeah, some of them are pretty easy. So we have
sure.
quite a spectrum. So